Okay, good afternoon. It is 4:21 on Tuesday the 8th of November 2022, and this is, if I'm not wrong, week 31 of the 8-year fire journey that I've embarked on using the practice account provided by Trading 212. So as we look at the market today, you can see that there's not a lot of change away from our average purchase price as things stand. Currently the portfolio is sitting very slightly positive, not even 0.5%, and that just appears to be the shape of things at present. Year on year, so this compared to this time last year, the market is down about 4%, and compared to this time 3 months ago, it's down 3%. So not massive shifts, I suppose you might say, and as we know from previous discussions, this sort of movement into the negative territory actually gives us the opportunity to put more money into the market effectively at low cost, because it's not rising in price, and actually where there has been a more substantial dip, you're able to dollar cost average and reduce your average purchase price. So that's sort of the situation as things stand at present. We've got a little over 5 minutes left before market close, so I do want to get on and do our investment for this week, but just prior to that, I see that there are 7 unread notifications here. Let's just have a look and see, what's in those. And obviously it's on their quarterly figures that has happened. Lyft plummets 18% due to slowing revenue growth and stagnant ridership. So Lyft, as far as I know, is you might say a competitor to Uber, and they're saying that they've got slowing revenue growth. So they're not saying that revenue has they're not saying that that revenue has started to decline. It's actually slowing growth and stagnant ridership. I'm not sure what they mean by that. I suppose, if you look at that in the context of people who have been forced into working from home and general changes in the labour market as a result of that, that's perhaps not very surprising. What else have we got? Take-Two down 10% as mobile and in-game sales decline lead to outlook cut. So that is some sort of gaming thing, perhaps, I don't know. Here's a company I have heard of, DuPont, or as we like to call them here, DuPont, gains 7% on upbeat earnings despite rising materials and energy costs. So good news for them. This is biggest stocks before earnings. I don't really know what they mean by that, but there's Take-Two actually and Lyft, both mentioned there, along with some others. Palantir, a company that I thought might well be worth a punt, so to speak, but apparently they have declined 8.5% after narrow earnings per share miss despite revenue beat. So that's quite a decline, 8.5%. and it doesn't look as if they've missed their earnings per share by very much. Interesting. I don't really know what more you can say about that. Meta Platforms up 5% following rumours of large upcoming layoffs. Now, isn't that interesting? I heard it announced, I think it was yesterday, that Meta was going to be laying off thousands of people, I think was the quote. And that was, if I remember rightly, down to a decrease in ad revenue or something like that. But there you go. On the back of that announcement, their value has risen. So they're seen as going to be more competitive. Guys, it's 4:27. I'm going to go ahead now and put in our purchase order for £120 worth. The S&P 500 exchange traded fund. We're close to market close. So according to what I just saw pop up there, that has executed. And that does look as if that has been reflected up here as well as down at the bottom. So portfolio value now just not far off £4,000, and the time, as I say, 16:28 currently. So in a couple of minutes time the market will close. You can see up here the market is open currently, and when that changes that should flip across to closed. In fact, if you click on it you can see it tells you, you can see the trading hours reflected there and the days, and it actually tells you it's due to close in 1 minute. So let's zoom in and see if we can actually see any last minute volatility, or even any movement at all. This is midweek. Today is Tuesday, so there wouldn't typically be a lot of selling off, certainly not in the very last minute anyway, but you may see some movement. It's always hard to know for sure, so keeping one eye on the movement here and another eye on the market open or closed, just waiting for it to change over. After it does that, I will just talk you through how you might go about having a guess at whether the market is likely to open higher or lower tomorrow. So that has just changed a couple of seconds ago. We've now got market closed. You can see here that the price has fixed. It has closed at that point, and that will remain like that until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So let's just come back out to the, I think, is it 4 hours is the normal view that I look at? It's not. Is it the 1 week perhaps? 1 week. Okay, so 1 week is the view that I normally look at the market at. To be quite honest, looking at the way these peaks and troughs go, I think you'd be hard pressed to draw a line that is other than the current market value and say that it was exactly cutting those in half. That looks to be roughly what is happening there at the current time. So yeah, I said I would talk to you a little bit about how you might decide whether you think the market is going to open higher or lower tomorrow. And one way you might do that is to have a look at the index as shown for instance on Google. So let me just show you what I mean. If I go to a new tab and I put in SPX, which is the code for the S&P index, S&P 500, and you can see there that the time along the bottom here, this is for this is today, so set to 1 day, and you can see where the market opened today at 9:30 in the States, and currently in the States it is 11:30. So the market in the States is due to continue trading up until 4 o'clock, or is it actually 4:30? I forget. No, I think it's 4 o'clock US time, and that will be 9 o'clock UK time. Okay, so if you look at this value here, that's the value of the market at 11:30 US, 3849, and if you were to look at that again, look at that value at 4 o'clock US, and you'll see whether the market has traded higher or lower, and that may give you some indication as to what the market is likely to do at market open tomorrow. Now, with that said, I will add in the caveat, as always, that the most important thing in the market is time. Time in the market is more valuable than trying to time the market. It is generally accepted that you cannot time the market. Even if you were to see that say the market declined substantially before 4 o'clock, there will still be a period of time before market open again tomorrow in the UK. The other thing to remember is that exchange rates continue to fluctuate throughout the night, and news stories can emerge as well, and you cannot always be certain how those news stories will affect market value. So in other words, what does that mean? Well, basically, you may think you know what's going to happen in the morning. If you were to try to make money off the back of your prediction, you could find out that you're completely wrong, and you could have ended up trading in the wrong direction. So please do not try to time the market. It's a fool's game. You're unlikely to succeed, but as I say, I just provide that information just out of curiosity's sake, let's say, that if you did want to have a look, if you look at the market at about 9 o'clock at night, you'll see whether it is closing higher or lower than it did UK time at 11:30. And then if you look at it again, if you look at the UK market open at 8 o'clock, you'll see whether your prediction was correct, or indeed whether you have proven for yourself that indeed you cannot accurately predict what the market will do next. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you find these videos interesting and informative. If you do, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't mind giving me a like, and even if you're interested, why not subscribe to the channel for more content in future. Thanks for watching, and have a great end to your day.